Welcome back to the Tuesday edition of Let's Chat. Our attorney friend Ryan Womack from Warren and Griffin here joining us this morning talking about business liability. First of all, Ryan, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Business owners, you want to make sure and take notice of this. Seems like every day you're hearing about some workplace negligence on behalf of the business owner that results in somebody getting hurt, and inevitably when that happens, the owners get sued.
That can happen quite a bit. I've been getting a lot of phone calls from people that have either tripped or slipped and fallen at businesses. And while a lot of those injuries can be attributed to the carelessness of the person that fell, there are other times that those are just preventable injuries.
Sure. And a lot of times the person doing the tripping and falling, they're the ones that are at fault.
They can be. And as a business owner, you still need to do some due diligence to prevent any type of fall on your business, and there are a few ways that you can do that.
Give us an example.
Well, one way would be if you have, or you should have, some type of program in place to survey your business periodically to look for what we call dangerous or defective conditions, and that can be any number of things. You can have boxes in the pathway of someone who's walking, wires on the ground, splits in concrete, uneven surfaces, anything that could potentially have someone or make someone slip or trip and fall.
Handrails going up steps, very important.
Absolutely. That's a huge thing to consider, as well as proper lighting, especially in stairwells. If you have a business with a stairway, if someone falls down your stairs, typically with those injuries that we see, those are bad injuries.
So a good idea to have a group of people, a safety committee for lack of a better word, do that if you have a small or mid-sized company, or is one person capable of spotting everything that?
That's going to be a business by business decision.
Right.
Obviously, the more people that you have walking through your business, the more customers that you have, the much more frequently you should have someone surveying the property. If you don't have many people coming in, you may not have to do it as often, but nevertheless, you should do it periodically. You would be amazed some of the stories we hear about people tripping or slipping and falling due to random objects that the owner may or may not know about.
And sometimes those accidents, as you said, are preventable, but many, many times they are not.
That's right. And if there are preventable accidents, if there are preventable injuries, if there are things that we call dangerous or defective conditions, the business owner needs to take a proactive approach to prevent that as best as possible. And that could be keeping proper signage up. That's a huge deal. Keeping pathways clear. If you have, we've all been to businesses where you have inventory that's on the ground or on the floor, on the during the aisleway, and while that may be open and obvious to you, it might not be to some new customer that you have coming in.
And there's a lot of big box retailers that fall victim to the professional slippers and fallers.
Right.
What can they do to maybe give themselves an extra layer of protection?
Sure, and it's, as we said, the big things are making sure that you have a program in place to check for these dangerous or defective conditions.
Right.
Keep proper signage up. Obviously, cameras are a very good thing. That's a good investment to deter shoplifting, but also to deter any type of frivolous type of lawsuit.
And it might be a good idea to have your insurance carrier or your insurance agent do a complete walkthrough of the business while the business is open and operating, and they can pick out things that you might not have thought of.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great idea because it is something that you may, as a business owner, not normally see, but someone that has an impartial eye may see it.
And then you hear of this, of the terrible tragedy that happened a couple of days ago down just outside of Atlanta in a pick and paste shoe store where a little girl was killed by a mirror falling over.
Exactly. And those are tragic circumstances where if a business has these types of conditions in place, where they're checking for dangerous or defective conditions, where they are keeping proper signage up, where they are doing their due diligence to prevent these things, the hope will be that that will never happen. Sure,
understood fully. Ryan, thanks so much. You can get in touch with Ryan. You can find out more by going to the Warren and Griffin website, and that website is warrenandgriffin.com, warrenandgriffin.com. Stick around, there's much more of Let's Chat right after this.